Now, we got this story out here in Colorado. So in Colorado, or at least in several cities around the country, one of the issues when it comes to trying to make our cities more dense or build more housing is rezoning a lot of single family zoning that is prevalent all over American cities. So Lakewood, for you guys who aren't aware, is a pretty large suburb right outside of Denver. Let's go head over on our map to Colorado. Okay, so here is Denver. And here's Lakewood, right here to the west. So this is the town we're going to be talking about here. And Lakewood is pretty sizable, 155,000 people. So Lakewood is a very large suburb. Let's take a look at the story.
Leaders in Lakewood are getting pushback over new proposed zoning rules that would encourage more multifamily homes to be built than single-family homes all around the city.
Today, the city telling us their goal is to create more affordable housing in Lakewood. Our Anna Kuhn is joining us live in studio tonight. And Anna, some residents say these changes are just too much.
Yeah, I spoke with one resident today who's concerned about how these changes could change the character of the city and in turn her neighborhood as more housing brings more people.
This will completely change the character of our neighborhoods. It will get rid of protections for single-family homes. So somebody who has spent their life savings to buy a property and wants to live in a single-family neighborhood, they do not have that safety net anymore.
Lakewood's efforts to rewrite its zoning ordinance comes on the heels of new state laws, which limit parking requirements and end rules on how many people can live in one home. But city leaders say the proposed changes are also about tackling goals like housing affordability, and that includes encouraging more multifamily homes like duplexes or condos.
I don't think it will cause, but it will create the enabling conditions to allow affordability in our community and allow people who work here and live here and build this community stay in this community.
Some residents agree more housing options are needed, but some don't, and they formed the group Lakewood is for Everyone to push back and ask the council to reject the changes. Their ask is echoed by a letter from the local water district warning that the city's infrastructure won't be able to keep up with major growth.
They shouldn't be able to go forward with that knowing they don't have the infrastructure to support that.
The city.
All right, this is a very contentious issue all over the country pretty much. So I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Should people in these cities who already got their single family homes, who already, however long ago that was, whether that was 50 years, 70 years ago, whatever, passed down to them, all these single family home neighborhoods, should the cities allow for rezoning and for those neighborhoods to be potentially bought up and redeveloped into more dense housing? Or do you think that they should leave them alone now that they've bought and invested in the neighborhood, like the woman here was saying? Should city leaders not be able to come in here and change things? So this is the very definition of the whole NIMBY, not in my backyard. You know, here in America, we have a philosophy of, I got mine, so you better figure out how to get yours. I got my single family home, so you better figure it out over there somewhere. But I don't know, you guys let me know what you think in the comments about this one. This is very polarizing, because you got a lot of people on one side that say we need to get rid of the parking minimums. We need to rezone these single family residential neighborhoods for medium and even high density residential in some cases. And this is interesting also because it's a suburb, because there are some core cities. When I was in Charlotte, I think there was a thing, I'm not sure if they did it or not, but I know Charlotte was trying to rezone a lot of their core neighborhoods to allow for more dense development. And the thought process is that if we do this, then it's going to densify the city, which it could do that. One of the downsides of it, though, that is not often talked about is these people who do have these homes and they're trying to hold on to them. Will they leave the city? Or, you know, what will happen with that? So the interesting factor about this is the whole core city versus suburb dynamic. So for example, let's say this is Lakewood, Colorado. Let's say Denver rezoned a lot of this single family residential housing for more dense development, what's to stop these suburbs from saying, hey, well, Denver won't let you get a single family home. You can come on out here. Because then at that point, you're still getting single family homes in the metro area. You're still putting cars on the road. So traffic doesn't really change as far as this density. But it's an interesting subject. Could be a whole separate video on this. This is a really interesting subject that demands a lot of research and deep diving. But that is what's going on in Lakewood. Let's see what else.
Has been voting on pieces of these zoning changes for several weeks, and they aren't expected to have it all done until mid-October. But right now, the group Lakewood is for Everyone is gathering signatures to try to overrule this zoning change at the ballot box.
All right. So residents of Lakewood are saying not in my backyard. And the city government is saying yes in your backyard. We'll see how this plays out.